let's talk about the draft and what the NFL has planned for it. And in terms of obviously giving everybody a little bit of a break, a respite, maybe a place to find a sense of normalcy. Why hold the draft? Let's start with that. There's been a lot of question about why the NFL is continuing to move forward with the draft. I give you the floor on that subject, Commissioner.
Well, for a variety of reasons. One is, as you know, it's important to have normalcy. It's important to continue on schedule as best as you can. We've obviously modified our schedule several times. Our off-season training is different. The draft itself will be different because it's no longer a live event. We're doing it within regulations from state to state, local regulations and federal regulations. And so we're doing this in a way that I think demonstrates that you can continue to do what we need to do in this country and do it safely from home. And so that's why, all of our personnel will be safe, will be within those regulations. So we can do this in a safe fashion. And you know how important this is. I mean, our clubs want to get their rosters finalized. They want to be moving forward. And when we get done with this, they'll go right into a virtual off season that we've negotiated with our Players Association. So we want to keep on schedule as best we can, doing it safely for all our participants, including the draft eligible players who will be joining in virtually. And all of that's going to be something I think will hopefully inspire our country, but also, as you point out, it's giving us a platform to thank the people who are on the front line, and the people that have been risking their health and their families. And we want to make sure that we're recognizing them, the healthcare workers and the first responders in our military, and make sure we have a great opportunity here to provide relief funds for so many people that are in need today.
Yeah, and there's 6 charities that are specifically going to be involved with the draft-a-thon, as we're calling it, or draft-a-thon live, and
right.
Getting to that in just a moment. But in terms of, again, having the draft and any initial pushback that there may have been on that from either member clubs or others that are concerned about how the draft is going to be done, have you, to your knowledge or comfort, heard from any of the clubs on this front going into the final week of preparations from the draft about still going ahead with this, Commissioner?
Yeah, I think all our clubs are, focused on executing on the draft. We've worked with the technology. I think people are comfortable with the technology, which is important. We have a lot of great partners who are helping us with that. But, I think we're doing all we need to do to make sure we do this with a great deal of sensitivity, but also make sure that operationally it comes off well for the clubs. And our ownership was fully behind this. Every owner suggested that we continue to stay on schedule and do the draft. And frankly, there were really many alternatives, Rich. If we were delaying this, when we were delaying it till, what are the solutions? We needed to move forward and we needed to do it differently. And I think that's the key thing. We are doing this draft differently, and that really leads to some anxiety, and I understand that. But I think our clubs are adapting really well.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.